on Let the Right One In. You ready, Ben?
Yeah, let the right one in. Multiple. There's a lot of reasons behind that.
This is gonna
Right,
be
there we go. We're
just like start the thing, just going like, and shout out to the nice lady who actually commented on our thing.
well, we're online now, so we've technically done it.
Oh fuck! Well, fuck it. I'll lean into it. Thank you, Anechka, for your lovely. It's the first it's the first non-mental comment we've ever received on one of our videos. You are a treasure and a joy, and so on, etc.
And if you watch the video on the girl with the dragon tattoo, I don't mean half of what I said about Sweden.
Wait, what? We're streaming now.
Yeah, I guess we're streaming now.
Yeah.
Okay, I was
Hey.
talking to my mom.
He might show up. He might be gimping.
Rob, I don't think I've ever heard you backtrack before.
I mean, I'll wear that as a medal.
Now Sweden's got a face. We're like, actually, it's quite a nice place, really.
Yeah, it was different when I didn't know any Swedish people.
It's the home of
So, the reason I picked this film
It's
in my quiet.
Hang on. We gotta do this properly.
did not.
Emmanuel, why'd you pick this film?
Anyway,
That's Jaws.
The reason why I didn't pick Jaws and I didn't pick The Quiet Fan.
Also known as the opposite of Jaws.
I keep this. Reason why I picked this instead of Jaws. Oh man. Well, I've seen Jaws before, you know. It's just, it just wasn't really.
Yeah, John would have hated both. So yeah.
Oh man, I need to charge this. All right, I'll do that in a bit. Anyway, so yeah, again, 15, 14-year-old me, whatnot, saw this and was just like, what the crap is going on? like everyone, and I think the thing is as well, like my memories, I realized, have blended this and the Japanese remake together.
Oh, really?
So there's people who die in the Japanese remake who don't die in the Korean one, or things that happen in one that don't happen in the other. So I was just like, that ended differently than I remember. But then I was like, oh, because that's probably how it ended in the Japanese one. But I'll talk about that afterwards.
That's outraged.
Yeah, that was too much for him.
This is not the Japanese fucking.
Flipping tables.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Somehow.
Here to rule the Senate. But yeah, it was just, it's just a great film. It's one of the only horror comedies I think I've seen and remember. And I still enjoyed it. And one thing for me is that I enjoyed it more as it went along. And like, I know someone's like saying the second half wasn't as great, but for me, the second half was even better. Like, it just escalated to the point I was just like, what's going on? And then, don't worry, bro. And then, like, what was it? And then the guy, even though I remember it mostly anyway, it was just funny watching things like them fighting with the guy who wanted to kill his sister or the old man, who knows. And then he falls over the banister. And then the other guy who's escaping, poor guy, ties himself up. Just like, I don't know, the point is, I found it just just wacky, loony, so much random stuff going on, but also it wasn't like really annoying. There was no one that was really annoying for me. Like a little annoying, but it just kind of like it just made me laugh too much that because it's not taking itself seriously, of course, as well. But anyway, the main reason I picked this was in reaction to Your Next. So, well, what did Your Next get?
It was better than Your Next.
Your Next got like 3 point something, but
7.
I'm
So it achieved the
disappointed.
goal of being better than Your Next. That's good enough.
But 2 of us, a whole third of us, rated Your Next higher, which is it should
Yeah.
be illegal.
So
One of-
why'd you do it, Pat?
yeah, one of Nicole.
Sorry, not to embarrass you.
Yeah, why did this suck and Your Next not?
It is really embarrassing to have sort of Your Next higher than it.
Give me
Yeah.
a sec.
Why are you chasing now to eat a gobstopper?
He swallowed it fucking ages ago. He's just going.
Fucking gobstopper.
I didn't expect you to come to me this quickly. I personally thought Your Next was a far more enjoyable film.
Oh, that's
I wouldn't say that.
slander and libel.
This had
Like,
a bit of
I didn't enjoy this at all. Like, I don't think it's an inherently like awful film, which is why I didn't rate it below 4. But I didn't enjoy it at all.
Oh
You,
man,
you didn't rate it below
I
4, but you did rate it dead on 4.
I got nothing from it.
Oh, honestly, man, I'm the complete opposite of that. I got probably like 30 seconds in, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm sold. this is going to be a great time."
I don't know. I don't like. You talk about it being really funny, but I probably don't understand the humor that well, so it sort of didn't hit with me that much.
See, I was in a similar territory with Pat for like the first everything up until like the second time someone dies, and then the dad just looks at him and goes like, "What are you fucking waiting for? Get the bags." I was like, "Okay, I get it." And they're just running through with their little shovels, and yeah, I was like, "Oh, okay, that's actually got me." But like, I think this is the thing, like where like you do have that sort of language barrier, and you're having to read it if you don't know Korean. Like the jokes will land a bit differently, so I think there is that sort of obstacle there. But like, I think it does kind of make up for it because it's like situational comedy. You don't necessarily need it to be like. I don't think it's a different kind of humor. It's not like one-liner humor. Like it is, and it's kind of similar to sort of tonally, I think, to Tucker and Dale.
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting.
No, Pat. No, I see you shaking your head. I'm not saying that it's as good as Tucker and Dale. I'm not saying it's necessarily as successful as Tucker and Dale. But I think tonally, the jokes are about these accidents that are happening, and it's like the situational aspect of it. It's not necessarily.
The thing is, if I hadn't have known that it was a horror comedy, I would have just called it a bland drama.
A bland drop. What? You didn't watch the right film.
It was one that was
I was going to say to like Rob, I can see why you liked it, Rob, is that there are lots of it that did remind me of like, I don't know, like Garth Marenghi. Just because like certain elements of like wink to the camera moments of like, oh, this is really stupid, but we're just going to make it exaggerate the humor, and it's like the zoom lens just going right to someone's face when something and then someone like falls off the cliff, like in the scene where what's his face like pushes him over into the waterfall and he just dies that way. That was just so like a Channel 4 sitcom kind of moment. Oh fuck, he's dead. Okay, let's just carry on.
And then he comes back. It's like, oh crap, he's not dead.
Yeah.
Oh, now he is.
Yeah, those bits I like the most. I have to say.
Yeah. I think for me, it's like I think that there's three things that I really liked about it, and like the first is just that kind of like that sort of like Garth Marenghi kind of humor. It's just I don't know, it always gets me, and it's like I don't think it's stuff that really that you miss because of the language barrier, because it's all stuff that's like it's kind of like playing on the tropes of horror rather than sort of anything cultural. Yeah, I just really love all that. But another thing that I really love, like, I mean, this is only the second film that I've seen of Kim. Shit, what's his name?
Kim
Ji.
No.
What the
other Korean?
No, the director. I think it's Kim Ji-woon. But
Ji Woon Kim or Kim Ji Woon.
Yeah, so yeah, it's only his second film that I've seen, but like I think he's got like from the two I've seen, he seems to have like that thing that like great directors have, and it's not really anything tangible, and it's nothing that you can really sort of like objectively pick apart, but it's just like a feel to it. And it's like, you know, like you get kind of like 5 minutes into a Quentin Tarantino film and you know it's a Quentin Tarantino film, like that kind of thing. I don't know. I was sat there kind of like thinking of A Tale of Two Sisters, and although they're very different films, like there's certain ways that he uses the camera and that kind of thing. Like they just sort of, you can tell it's the same person that's made the two films. And just kind of sitting there and like being someone who like doesn't know this director sort of like inside out, but kind of going from one film that I really like to watching this and sort of trying to sort of kind of like pick the parallels and that kind of thing. I really enjoyed doing that. And another thing I really like. Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry, no, talking to myself, carry on.
And then the other thing that I really liked is like it's always interesting to me to like go and watch a director's first film. And I think this is like very much a first film in that the only reason it exists is because he wants it to. Like nobody's kind of looked at this and gone, yeah, this is going to be a huge hit. Like it's literally just he wanted to make this film, so the film exists, and I love that. And in that way, it really reminded me of Danny Boyle's first film, Shallow Grave. And like a lot of it's really similar, because in Shallow Grave, it's a kind of similar setup to like you've got shitty people and things keep getting worse, and because they're shitty people, you can laugh at that, and it's the same kind of thing. Yeah, I loved it, man. I really did.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. You gave me an idea for my double pick. My double pick, which should actually be better than the idea of this double pick, having this in the remake.
So you get a trial period. That's not fair.
You can do this too, Alec. But nah, I think you gave me an idea for my double pick. But anyway, yeah, I don't. It's so. I don't know. I think I just like the absurdness of it all.
Yeah. I think I'm going to try and buy it on DVD because, like, I really want to see it without all kind of like the censor stuff and everything that.
I found the censor stuff so fucking weird though, because it was like censored out him with like stabbing the key inside himself, and then the next shot is uncensored, and I was like,
I guess it wasn't as gruesome.
I think that's just. We cut back to that shot, and it's just not censored now. It's like, oh.
You have to say that the quality of the film did hurt my enjoyment of it. Maybe just because I didn't really. It was hard to make out certain things in it. So I know it was supposed to be low budget anyway, but I would have preferred to see it in a bit crisper way.
Yeah, it was very low quality, wasn't it?
You've been spoiled, you have, on your little 4K.
Indeed, yeah. But that's not Emmanuel's fault. That's all. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I would have enjoyed it probably better.
Emmanuel is personally responsible for this.
I should have bought the film and then ripped it and then uploaded it to Dropbox. But because I didn't actually think, this film will be available, like obviously it wasn't. It was just like, oh crap, this is Insomnia Part 2.
It's
That's exactly
He
what
did
I've,
his research.
Yeah. It's stupid. This
That
it
is-
should be available to
that's-
rent anywhere. I don't see why not.
That's a really good name for a song. Insomnia Part 2. I think that's really cool. Sorry. I don't even fucking do songs. Circling back. I think you can tell that this is, I don't know, this kind of had that, this did strike me as like a first film of like a director, because like it is quite, I don't want to say it strikes me as like a film student film.
No, it's
But,
better
like,
than that.
yeah, because I've made a film student film and it's fucking crap, and I hate people watching it. But like, it's like it's like a step above like a film student film. Like it's competently done, but like you can tell he wasn't working with a lot. And it's
Yeah,
like,
especially compared to some of it, like his other stuff. Like you could tell he got better or had more money or a better budget, or was working with better equipment and stuff.
yeah, like you know, there's a large chasm between this and Tale of Two Sisters.
yeah.
But like, I did notice a couple of like, not stylistic similarities, like just little stuff like, the bitch lady is called Ian Ju, who is like the stepmom in Tale of Two Sisters, but it's like the half sister in this one, and I was like, oh, it's weird that name's cropped up again. For a similar sort of character, like someone who's kind of like just supplanted themselves into a family. Like, I wonder who named Ian Ju Herchu, whatever your name is. Oh,
That's interesting. I wonder what the name means. I haven't looked at that.
Kim Ji Woon. What was who was the lady named Yun Ju who hurt you? I think that was hard.
Yeah, I was quite impressed. To be fair, you did quite well at navigating that one.
I was looking at the spreadsheet, but also sort of like there was like a really nice moment because while we were at the hotel for the second night, I was like, Eb, you should watch this because we need to lose consciousness. Sorry, I should preface this, Emmanuel. I'm really, really sorry. I tried to watch this 5 times and I only succeeded twice. So
Okay.
we needed to sleep one night because we had the power cut. We spent the last 2.5 days in the hotel, and I was like, Ed needs to get to sleep. Ed, this has had a 100% success rate of knocking me the fuck out. We're gonna watch this. But we were just sitting there watching it, and the old mad lady comes in and she starts like screaming at something that isn't there.
Yeah.
Ed was like, "Oh my god, is the house haunted?" No, hang on. She said, "Is the house cursed?" And I kind of went, "You know what? Yeah, it is." Yeah. In a manner, yeah. Actually, that might be. Yeah, no, it's okay. That's making more sense to me now. Yeah,
It also is kind of like a classic, I think, Korean horror setup, but in an absurd way. Like instead of like a Korean shaman or priest come in and be like, yeah, the place has this evil spirit, so blah blah blah, which is very much believed by a lot of folks of older generations. You have some older random lady from the local, I guess, town who's just going, and it's just like, okay, this is not how you would usually have this introduced, that this is a curse place, or like there's something not right about the place. And obviously that you have that in a lot of horrors. But then instead of being scared, they're just imitating her. and then the girls keep it up the sister by still imitating her. It's like,
I really appreciated that. Just on like a little, just I was gonna say on a second watch, on like a 4th or 5th watch, I was like, I really, because I know the first 45 minutes of this film fucking immaculately. But like, I thought that was a nice little sequence to sort of like establish like the dynamic between the family. And you got like the uncle, and I've forgotten all their fucking names. No, I can't remember. There's Misu and the dad are getting like pissed off at this fucking impression. Whereas the uncle, the other sister, and the guy who's in Memories of Murder, they're all like joking about it, they're all talking about it, they're all imitating it. And it's like, yeah, you get a nice little feel for the dynamic of the family. And I was like, this is kind of neat. This guy's pretty good at directing. He doesn't have a lot to work with right here, but he's establishing stuff in like little things. So, sorry, I'll stop talking.
Oh no, you don't have to stop talking. Yeah, one of the things I was thinking about is like the parallels and different things. Actually, it doesn't even matter if I say spoil bits of it. It's not really spoiling it because the Japanese remake, again, is a remake. It just goes over the top. So it goes
over the top more than this.
It's a wacky film. There's a reason why it's just that far out there. I'm just like, even this is out there even for me. I'm like,
I do love the idea that somebody watched this and went, what this needs is musical and claymation.
Oh, yeah. That's like Ross Nutmeg.
I can see Pat Stephen with anger.
Just at the thought of it, like claymation, and then just he's like.
But yeah, it was. Yeah, it's something else, and I was just like, it's cool and all that it exists, but I don't know, like. It's one of those films, you either really love it for how wacky it is, or you're just like, I wasted an hour and something of my life. So it has like different reactions. But so I'm trying to think. So the dog,
Oh yeah, that dog.
Yeah, so the dog, in this one it doesn't actually feature that much, but in the other one they kind of like feature and kind of push it. I said push it in a way, but they basically call the dog. They call it Pochi, which means dog in Japanese. It's like, hey dog, come here. What are you doing? And it's just like you couldn't. And I think it was also, I'm not sure if it was a stray they found or just a puppy they had. But it was just like you can't even be bothered to give it a name. Just called it dog. It's like okay. I mean, Camilla did say, what was the film where the cat's named Cat? Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Oh, yeah.
I love how you
to
just
be
had
fair,
that was great setup.
to be fair,
Hello, what's the
Jeremy
name of that
Corbyn.
film where the cat's named Cat? I'm having a shit.
So, what were you saying, Rob?
Jeremy Corbyn's cat's named Il Gato, which is Spanish for the cat.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not yeah, but yeah. Oh, man. That's funny. But I don't know. For some reason, there's something disrespectful when it is the language you speak and you just call it like dog. It's like,
Yeah.
That's just rude. But anyway, there's so the couple who I think it's them. It's either them or the ones afterwards. The couple who die after having sex, they like make a pact, a suicide pact. In the Japanese remake, they might still have that couple. I can't remember, but I think instead they have a sumo wrestler and like a very petite woman, and she dies from he dies from heart attack while they're doing it. But he's on top of her.
What timing?
Hey, Dan,
That was the last place I saw.
Wasn't it supposed to be Easter, the time that Christ rose?
That was
Yeah,
clunky, but it still fucking works.
Good hair and beard, man. Good hair and beard.
It's good.
It makes me go whoosh.
But I'll finish what I was saying. And then but since the woman's underneath him.
Fucking kite right now.
Sorry, what you say, Alec?
I said he looks high as a kite right now.
But yeah, since the woman's underneath him, she dies by suffocating. And they find this couple, but of course, because it's so wacky, every time someone dies, they break out in musical number. So imagine the scene. So this is the scene. Alec will
So
probably
I'm just
know
watching
something
Humphrey's face for this. No one giving context. No one.
Yeah. So imagine the scene where the dad's just like here and one of the sons there, and they just find this couple, and they're just like, well, we got to do something about this. But he said, what's happened? Because after he slips in the blood. But imagine they're up like this. They got up, the back wall falls down, colorful lights shine in, and there's musical. It's like, I was just like, what's going on? But anyway, so again, if you want a wacky experience, watch it. It's enjoyable. If you're not ready for that, it's okay.
What do you think, Dan? You ready for a sumo wrestler suffocating a lady?
But yeah, I think there's a flying sailor in it at one point as well, unlike strings. He's like, what? I don't know why.
How many I think you need to pick that version?
I don't want to. That's the thing.
I don't know around.
Well, Pat's chucked his coke away.
Yeah, that's right.
He's furious with anger.
His own bedroom, he was just like, fuck it.
The only thing worse than this would be like Antichrist the musical in stop motion.
Oh my goodness.
Could you fucking imagine?
I'm just imagining bits now. No.
Bits is the first step to remember an Antichrist.
The best
Hey, look,
part
this film is nowhere near that bad.
Okay, well, that's good.
About Chaos Reigns, the hit song.
That's what I was imagining. I was thinking that might be the best part.
It's got so much potential.
How are you doing, Humphrey?
Your mic's
not
off.
coming through on your mic.
Oh, shut.
You gotta press the mic button. If it's green, then you're coming through.
See that little one on
Consult
your
your
top right
spell
corner? Not that one.
No, there's the camera one, and then there's the mic one. The mic one is the tall little capsule.
Well.
Surely you know.
Maybe it's your software settings. Anyway, I don't know.
You gotta pick the capsule. Yes, there's
This is the last time we do it.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'll get
Oh, wow. Really?
Oh, I read
he made it.
Man, I've gone purple.
That's really fucking strange. So on the dashboard bit at the bottom, you go to click the unmute microphone and it doesn't do anything. You have to go into the bit on the right
Really?
to unmute the microphone. What the fuck? What?
It's frustrating when you go to unmute your microphone and you go,
Yeah, to be honest, I did it on purpose. I did do that on purpose. I just wanted to see if I could kill Alec.
Oh, you nearly succeeded.
Oh dear.
Humphrey, how you feeling? You good? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Yeah. I mean, this film does make you tired, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Good to have you back and vocal.
And alive.
Okay. What did actually? I'll ask your opinion just after I finish. Humphrey.
That sounded so bitchy.
What was that?
Sorry,
Yeah.
I was going to ask what you thought because you weren't able, obviously, to come in before when we were talking about it.
It's
Oh. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was something. To be honest, I found it a bit boring.
Oh.
I don't know why. It was just, what the fuck is this?
You're in a sad
What-
face because you
Okay.
called it boring.
yeah, that's
I don't know.
Man.
It didn't really. What
Oh.
the fuck is this?
Get rid of this.
What? Okay.
Oh, I
To
don't
the
know.
event.
Sure.
My event.
I don't know how to get rid of it.
Oh no.
You have
Oh,
to.
Well, I hope this was worth it.
Oh god.
We're going to
This
lose
is good.
viewers now.
Yeah.
Oh, I
We've
didn't
only
even
got
know.
one who was willing to comment, and now you've done
Oh, there we
this.
go. There we go. I got it.
I don't know.
But sorry, you can continue then. since
As
you-
I was saying before Rob started in unhappy phases, I don't know. It was just it didn't really grab me. I understood the comedy of the film, but I just it was just not really like
It wasn't up to your high standards of You're Next.
yeah, exactly. That was because that was a comedy. Somehow. I don't know. It was good bits. And a lot of flat. I don't want to say flatline. It kind of didn't really go anywhere. It kind of had these. I don't know. Just, I wasn't
I do
really
think it's a
invested in it.
film. I do think it's a film that would have benefited from us all being in the same room.
Yeah.
I think that's why I kind of didn't give it really bad marks or really good marks. It was just kind of like, yeah.
Mm.
It's a bad mark for you.
Yeah, you rated this in your bottom 5 of all time.
Bottom five.
You rated
Yeah.
this above most things. No, wait. You rated this in the same sort of league as things in Bad Movie Round.
So,
It was like The Birds, Antichrist, most of Bad Movie Round.
My averages,
Oh,
must
Greatest
be
Showman, which is for stupid people.
my low averages must be pretty average.
But yeah, that's all right. It's just like it's similar to like what Pat was saying. There's like it depends if the humor resonates with you and what's really how they're doing things and how it goes. And if it doesn't, it's just not the way that you like prefer it to be. And that's okay.
It did start happening with me where like it was starting to get like a little bit flimsy because it was like, okay, now weird rapey man he's stumbling backwards and he stumbles backwards a bit more, and then he keeps stumbling backwards and I was like, he's stumbling backwards. Something's happening. I know it's gonna happen, and then he grabs onto the tree and I was like, oh, here we fucking go. But then by the time it got to the guy from Memories of Murder trips and he kind of trips on the stairs and then he kind of hits his head and I was like, oh, I wish this was a bit better. Like, I guess.
Camilla was saying how bad the choreography was for the guy falling off the cliff. That was really
Like, I was trying to decide where to take it from because I was like, the story, like the action itself, like guy trips on stairs, hits head. That's not unbelievable. But then it was like, is it the acting? And I'm like, I don't know if I want to take it off acting.
Mm.
And it was like production. I don't. What kind of work with the space you have? But
I kind of felt like they died really easily. Like the fact that he fell down the stairs, and I'm just like, you just don't like die instantaneously from like falling down. And it didn't even look that high, and I'm just a bit like,
You
Yeah.
say that,
these people are
It
made of
depends.
water biscuits.
It depends.
yeah.
huh? Oh, what you say, Ben?
I was gonna say it depends on like the severity of the blow. Like if it like got him right in the back of the skull, maybe he'd die. But
Yeah.
otherwise, it
He
knocked him
hits a man with a fucking shovel, and I say that it's probably happened, but it's just it kind of feels like it's a bit too. Oh, they
Yeah.
just want people to die, so he gets hit with a shovel, and then he's dead, and the blood comes out of his mouth. I'm just like,
This one
really...
guy survived like an overdose and 2 shovel blows to the head, and he's still not fucking fully dead.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of you either have it so everyone's really flimsy or everyone's really fucking tough. You just don't have like both things. I don't know. But yeah, there were bits that one of my favourite bits is probably the bit with the assassin at the end, where they're in the wrong rooms, and I'm just like, oh, I see what's happening here. And then you see the payoff, and it's like,
Wound me up.
You call my mom.
Yeah, definitely. And then they
But
find
yeah,
out
I
he's a
don't blame
Korean.
you. Like, I think that's the point of it. It's the absurd.
Yeah, it's just it's not quite. Obviously, I don't want to go like this is so much worse than Tucker and Dale because like it's not really that fair. But like it's a far cry from Tucker and Dale and the kids are running through the woods and then the one accidentally trips and falls and does a flip into a wood chipper. Like it's like yeah, okay, no, I can. It's really comedic, but I can kind of see it. Whereas this one, it was like you've got to end up here, so you just do whatever fucking bullshit you have to do to wind up over here.
But yeah, that's the point. It's like that whole kind of absurd, not taking itself seriously, and I mean, don't get me wrong, people can die that easily. It doesn't happen often. I mean, even 2 years ago, there was a guy who was, I can't remember what the situation was in the papers, but he had trips on the sidewalk and hit the curb with his temple, and he died. He was a very fit man. He wasn't like had any pre-existing conditions, and he just died from one blow to just the wrong place, unfortunately. But again, that doesn't tend to happen often unless it's someone trained to obviously do that to someone. Like the whole idea, you can kill someone with anything, even just a pencil or whatnot.
You can kill someone and they pick The Greatest Showman and you criticize it too hard.
Yeah, make someone leave a group.
Yeah, but yes, leave the group as in deceased.
Let's not go back into the past.
Sorry, carry
on. But nah.
I feel like most crisps. Shit me.
Yeah,
it's
I
Rob's
don't know.
ASMR.
I feel like for the film purpose, it's kind of they just die way too easily for the sake of, oh no, these really unlucky things keep happening. Oh, it's so predictable now. It's like, I think that's what kind of makes it feel like it kind of flatline, or not flatlines, but it doesn't really do anything. It just kind of goes, oh, this person turns up, they're dead. Oh, this turns up, this person turns up, they're dead, and it's just like, okay. And then like the interaction between the people is just a bit like, okay, I understand the people don't like each other. Oh, it just keeps happening. It's like, oh, like the brother's a bit of a weirdo. The uncle, I was just like, okay, this is a bit too samey. There's no.
Yeah, I was definitely feeling that by the end.
Yeah, I don't know. Was this like one of a first film for the director, or was this kind of
It was the first
Like-
film.
Yeah.
It was
kind
the
of
first film of the guy who did Tale of Two Sisters.
okay. Yeah, because you can kind of see it kind of doesn't really, yeah, as I said, flat, kind of a bit samey. But yeah, it was,
But yeah.
Nigel, what are you doing?
Huh?
You naughty man. What are you doing?
What? Who?
You're smiling suspiciously at something.
Oh, like Camilla's just we've just moved her. She's just moved in today, so I am dead tired. We've been falling asleep all day,
Oh,
like sorting stuff out, and the wardrobe is mostly there now. It was full of stuff. We're doing
Living right from Narnia.
shit. Oh, pick that film.
Oh no, please don't, please
oh,
don't.
but that's too
do
many.
it.
Oh, that's just giving me back pain. Oh fuck.
Wow, is it that bad?
I don't think I've seen the books. I've watched part of one of the other films. Like it's 2 films afterwards. Oh, anyway, that was because I was working in the cinema. Yeah, I'm not gonna really pick it. Don't worry. But what I was gonna say. Oh, Dan's hand.
Hands.
Yeah.
Dan's hand.
Hands. A song called Grandma's Hands, but I don't know if anyone knows that.
No.
Grandma's hands.
Oh,
You're gonna get these hands.
Yeah.
Come outside, catch these hands. Anyway. Oh no, those are 2 different memes, 2 different moments. Anyway, sorry, as I was saying, other moments I was saying before that kind of parallel and they do differently. So another thing that the Japanese remake does differently, but like at the end, this is why I was confused. At the table, when they're sat at the end, in the Japanese one, I believe, if I'm not wrong, his arm, his cast catches on fire. And they're just like, after everything that's happened to us, and they're just sitting up there laughing because they're just like, I don't know what to do anymore. And it's just like, put out your arm. He's like, oh yeah, okay. Because the Japanese one, it's more like they've been beaten up, not just physically, but morally, mentally. And they're just like, I don't know how to carry on anymore. I can barely eat, and this is happening. But then it also goes crazy, and a volcano erupts, and then it all turns into claymation again, and then they're all buried except for their heads.
I kind of want to watch this version now.
Sounds a lot more interesting.
Oh, you bastard. You leave it alone.
Piqued my interest when there's volcanoes and random shit
The
happens.
volcanoes might go whoosh.
Whoosh.
Oh man. But yeah, then everyone's singing while their heads are poking out the ground in claymation. I was just like, okay.
Oh, God, the Japanese. Amazing.
I feel like it'd be like much more divisive than this if I did pick it. But anyway, who knows? If you go watch it if you're interested. If no one does, then maybe I might pick it. But yeah.
Pat looks deeply troubled. So
No, I'm just searching something.
It's 'cause he's wearing a
there
Man
you go.
United shirt.
No. I'm just flatulent.
I might be later.
Nice.
What were you saying, Dan? I think you said something.
Oh, I said he's wearing a Man United shirt.
Yeah, as Pat always does.
That's actually just Man United transfers. He's not wearing a shirt.
Ugh.
Camilla's just singing a Man United chant. Pat's just like it.
I don't know if I'm gonna go to your wedding now. Singing Man
There's
United
two of
songs.
us now, Dan. There's 2 of us.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Pat, you'll be sitting next to a big Man United fan, one of Camilla's brothers.
There's more.
Love it, love it.
It's the whole family. But
I like
Like-
the fact that it's me and Rob is probably going to
you
be
s-
the only West Ham supporters.
I mean, everyone there is either from Manchester or Leeds. So I mean,
Oh.
Yeah.
like
Well, at least
Miller
they're
side.
from Manchester, Pat.
Yeah, Pat, you non-Mancunian piece of shit.
Oh man.
Sorry.
I-
You're not from Kent, are you? Apparently.
Okay.
I don't even know what that was.
I don't.
What?
Actually, where were you? I forgot. Where were you from? Alec, you said before.
Sidcup.
You said that like a Pokemon.
Go, Sidcup.
I'm Sidcup and my attack is syphilis. No.
Oh man. Oh no.
The
I can
16
imagine that.
effective.
That's, no.
Oh.
And-
It's
Huh?
alright. I'm now in Gillingham and my attack is murder.
hmm,
Yeah, sorry, that wasn't that funny, was it?
Sorry. Maybe y'all should look at moving out when you next can. You know, save
Funny
up that money.
Yeah, I think we might be.
Good. But,
Just like the Wyatt family should. There's my segue.
I'll be happy when you guys move. Anyway, like, but going back to it, I think it's just the concept for me. The concept that you've got this kind of father or mom who make this like bad decision without any prior research, really proper research, to just buy this like large cabin thing and then try and make something valuable out, like a business out of it, and then just all sorts of crap happens to them. It's just like that's a really, as someone put it in one review, there's like a really unfortunate day at the end. It's just lots of
Oh. That was one of the scenes that I was really laughing at. Like, I think his performance is wonderful. Just when he's like, they've literally just buried the body. It might have been actually after they buried the couple as well. Like, he gets a call from like his boss, and he's going like, "Yeah, no, the schedule's come forward, and they're going to start digging, and they're going to set up the other railway." And he's just like, "Oh yeah, no, that's great. I'm so happy. Honestly, I'm so happy. I'm delirious." And I was like, "Oh." Like, I was laughing really hard at that.
Yeah, I was thinking. I think a moment related to that is when they have to move the bodies, and him and the mom are like kind of counts like, wait, how many bodies were there? It's just like they can't remember how many people they buried because it's just been so many. It's just like, okay. And I think one of my favorite scenes, just to go into that, in this one and the Japanese one probably, I don't know, maybe the Japanese a bit different one, but in this one especially, is when the guy from the suicide pact wakes up, and it's just like, ah! And it's just like panicking because it's just like, oh crap, why is he alive? It's like, do something. And then obviously someone hits him with a shovel, but that's not enough. And then it reminds me of a zombie film because he's just obviously he's foaming, it's disgusting at the mouth. And then he just sees the woman he loves. So, and then just walks in, and he's dead at that point. But it also makes me think, and I thought this last time I watched it as well. I was thinking, does he think that he's actually still alive, or does he think he's in some weird in between place?
Yeah.
Like,
This was something I was trying to get like a read on, because I was like, the old lady was kind of throwing me off on it, because I was like, is this like A Tale of Two Sisters where like there is a ghost, or is this like Tucker and Dale?
I was thinking, like, when you see it at the start, it kind of makes sense why it's so unfortunate, and then as it goes on, it's just like, This is a bit dubious. It's plausible, but it's just like
What a review.
I think it would have been better film if they kind of went along with that kind of horror aspect. Because like when you see him looking it's right at the end when they look out and you think, oh, there's going to be a ghost, and it's actually just them in the bandages. And you're like, oh, okay.
This is kind of the thing, because like with I'm gonna stop comparing it to Tucker and Dale eventually, but eventually they kind of run out of people, and then that's kind of where the drama comes in, because like one party thinks that the hillbillies have killed all their friends, and the hillbillies are trying to they're going in to go, these were all big accidents. I know that seems a bit dubious, but we've got to kind of try and convince you of this. And it's like the accidents are kind of like the middle part of the drama, and now we've got to kind of resolve it as like the climax of the, Whereas like with this, it's all just the accidents all over and over and over and over. I'm sorry. I'm kind of in both camps here, where like I did find it quite tiresome. I think reasonably well of the film, but I was finding it quite tiresome by the end. Stop fucking about. You keep making it fucking died.
I wondered what the button did, and then it did something a bit too bombastic.
Anyway.
That's the thing. Like, when your inciting incident is this guy killed himself seemingly by accident, and then and then that's just the film now. People like the accidents just keep getting weirder and weirder and weirder, and it's like, I get it. It's all the opposite of Love Exposure, where the situation kept changing and it kept changing and it kept changing. I was like, this did need to. I need it to be longer, actually. This one kind of bore out its welcome a little bit.
Yeah, it did seem. Yeah.
Maybe that's a point for the original 6-hour cut.
Yeah, I want to see
why do they make such long fucking films?
Stop being racist.
I mean, Rob was talking about this other Japanese film that was 9 hours.
Yeah,
I was just
I'm considering it. It's 9 hours and 50 minutes.
No,
that would have to be a double bill pick just for the sake of. This is 2 films. It's not 2 films.
It's 3.
But we don't have time to. We might not even have time to watch this one.
I don't think it's a coincidence. I do think, because I think we've only had like 2 Japanese films, Seven Samurai and Love Exposure, and they're both ones that people went, that was really fucking long, and I want them to be longer because I think they had shit to do, but like they didn't need to do it to complete the story. But I just liked it. I like to have it. Like,
but I think it should be like there should be intermissions in like chapters.
And there should be mini series.
Exactly. No chapter cards are like flipping around here, but they're worth their goal.
If you end up picking that, I think we should be given 2 weeks to watch it.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I was gonna say you can have 2 weeks, and then it takes your second pick.
I
pick
enjoyed
after
Pat's
that.
face just then because he wasn't expecting you to say yes.
Like, there's no way I'd get through a 10-hour film in 1 week.
This is Dan's face. Like,
well, how can he squeeze it in 2 hours before the call?
Oh, coming from you, Ben.
Yeah, Ben, you can't be doing that. You're like, I've got 20 minutes. Better start the film.
I fast forwarded it through it. I saw some scenes. But
miniseries,
on a side note, that's how a lot of I can't speak outside of Japan, but in Japan, because one of my I don't know if one of my friends still works in the media industry, but that's how a lot of would have to edit stuff anyway. They would have to fast forward through a ton of stuff and edit like something that's maybe an hour long in half an hour. and then just go, and it's just a lot of it's just like same formulaic stuff, but they're having to fast forward stuff because they can't watch it in real time, and they're doing this for like 12 to 14 hours a day. So
it's just a weird trend. It's just kind of like you've told a complete story. I just wish you had more time for it. Like, cause like,
yeah,
I don't want to start going like, you know, someone just popped in my head now. I was just like, wow, the Japanese are really shit at storytelling, and I'm like, no. But there's a lot of richness to these stories, and I want more of them, and I want you to have more time to tell them. So maybe, you know, maybe Ben's right. Maybe we do need a miniseries. But like Seven Samurai, there's like at least 3 of them that I wish you had, but you had more time to like flesh out. And same with Love Exposure. I wish there was more time to go into the I've forgot her name now, but like the antagonist's like all like plan, how she's like lining it all up. Like I wish that like you had more time to do these, because the fact that there's not time devoted to that stuff is kind of hurtful to the film a little bit. So
yeah, it was in Love Exposure case as well. I mean, especially how he edited it in a very rough way. The middle part.
yeah,
But maybe that kind of, I just thought maybe the lone Japanese films hit that kind of place where they're in between a film and a miniseries. Where they make you want a miniseries, but they're in the form factor of a film, and it's like it's neither, but it's interesting.
that's the thing. Like, because with this, I feel like it had its premise, and then it kind of went on a bit too long, and the premise wasn't really like enough to carry it.
And yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I think. Oh yeah, I don't.
Because Ben's face right now was my face throughout. Because I was like, yeah, no, I get it. You're gonna hurt yourself. Yeah, okay, fine, and you're gonna die. No worries, that's fine. Okay, and then okay, I get it. Cool. Send me an email. I understand.
Oh man, but yeah, I think, like I said before, my favorite one was where they hit him with the shovel of the head, just to kind of kill him again, so to speak.
Yeah.
And from there on, it just like unravels. But so what are people's either favorites? You could say least favorites as well.
Yeah, I think that was one of my favorite scenes actually, when they're like that guy comes back to life after they're about to bury him alive, and then that whack him with the shovel.
Yeah,
There's a grave ready. Let's just chuck him in, and so that that's fine. We've done it. The whole sequence was just brilliant.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd say was my favourite scene. Like, I was having so much fun like the whole way through that it's like you could basically just like pause it at any point and I'd be like, yeah, that.
What were some of your favorite moments then?
I really like the ending. I was crying like just at the whole thing with the shed.
Oh, yeah.
It was just like, why don't you just walk out? There's a door. It's like they didn't want the whole shit to burn down and go into a forest fire. So I think that's why they were so desperately trying to put it out. But then I was like, but you say that, but it's dumb to even have set fire to the bodies in the shed anyway. It's gonna all go up in flames anyway. Like, this is a dumb idea. But they're like, and obviously it's before they had mobile phones, and they didn't leave a note to tell the kids or their children or uncle and brother whatnot, just to be like, yeah, don't turn this off, because obviously they're in a rush. It's just like, imagine, like at the end, they're all just like really quiet because they basically set fire to the mom and dad without realizing it.
it's just like, I don't know, man. Like it's that scene is basically everything that I love about it, because it's just like you're kind of going like, why are
Very
you
sorry.
in this situation, and why have you like this? None of this makes any sense, but it kind of it's like that because they're shitty people. Like that's where the humor comes from, and it's like it's fine to laugh at them having a shit time because they're shit.
I'm really sorry to be that guy. What scene are we talking about?
The end with the shed.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, I like that moment. It's fine.
I think they do a good job of like not making the dad very sympathetic, like right from the start, and he like they don't show it, but like he like I think it's heavily implied he like hits the dog because it's slurping too loud,
Yeah.
and
I
like
was
it's
just
kind
like,
of it's meant to be kind of a joke, but like that's fuck
yeah.
that there.
I was just like, oh man, I guess this really is the Quiet Family.
Totally quiet.
Huh?
I think by the time he set himself on fire, it's fair enough. Sorry, Ham.
So totally quiet.
Yeah. I feel like there was moments where they purposely obviously hinted at it, because obviously the part at the beginning where she's just on the couch in silence, there's like nothing going on, but yeah, there's nothing going on. The part where he quiets the dog or hits the dog, which was rude, mean. The part where he says "be quiet," I think the Youngmin says "be quiet" right at the start, and then obviously at the end where they're just like "shh." I was just like, okay, yeah, anything but quiet. But saying that, I think they managed to stay out of the papers and the news.
That's good.
Pretty much. So the police is probably there at the end. So there's that. Oh man. The one thing, this is really random. At the end, when at the dinner table, they're all eating, but I was just like, who's feeding the mom? Literally, I expected the older daughter to start spoon feeding the mom, take a spoon herself and all that. But they all start feeding themselves, and the mom's just sitting there, just chilling. Just like, is no one going to feed her? And then obviously the dog starts acting up and starts barking.
I've got to say, I don't know what they were eating, but it looked like hot semen, and like when the uncle was eating, I kind of got like a little bit of an insight into what it's like to watch me eat, because I was like, "Fuck me, I feel fucking ill." Like,
oh man, I think that was kind of like almost like maybe a cultural reference to. Obviously, it's gruel, but obviously, it's very important that the stereotypical.
semen.
That's the wrong type of film, Alec.
Yeah, all right.
That's Emmanuel's next pick.
Oh, wow.
Sounds horrible. No. Yeah, your name. But anyway, what was I gonna say?
Why does it smell like grapes in here? No, sorry.
I got some grapes. I need to make some grape smoothie. I'm gonna make a grape smoothie. Why you looking at me like that?
Grapes of wrath.
You don't like green grapes.
Grape.
You don't like grapes, though. It's just like grape juice. It's got spinach, orange in it. If you got pineapple, I'll put some pineapple as well. It's actually a proper smoothie, and it's really good for you.
It's good.
You might like it.
You
like grape juice? Okay, that's why you don't like grape juice. Anyway,
I know grapes are the best.
grapes are great.
Oh no!
Sorry, how did we get onto this? How did I get onto Oh, that was it. Cultural reference. I'm glad. Like Pat's gone earlier. He went purple. Alex laughing for a second time. Laughing. This is a great time. But oh man. But, so I think it's like I don't think it's like it's meant to be kind of I don't know, it's not meant to be really funny, but it's also meant to show just how much she doesn't pay attention to how things she should be learning. But you know the stereotypical the men do this, the women do this, and for a moment I saw El Pat as EP and I was like, why is my video off?
I had the exact same thing. I was like, hey, you're still here.
Sure.
Yeah, it's my initials. Like, but I can see I can see myself. Oh, El Pat. BB.
Oh no! Pat.
Oh no!
where's
Pat's
Pat
gone.
Yeah, Pat's so pissed.
Jake Emmanuel has left.
Oh, he's back. But yeah, I think it's the whole idea of similar in Japan. That like the meals that the Korean mom always makes, they're always a proper kind of Korean feast with lots of separate dishes. That was unexpected. Lots of separate kind of dishes and all that kind of stuff. And the both of the daughters, obviously the young one does nothing but watch TV all the time and kind of just like waste time. The older one is more interested in boys and doing other stuff other than learning like life skills. So, and obviously the son and the brother, who I think is the mom's brother, the uncle, like they obviously don't have proper life skills. Like they cannot look after themselves. So all you get left off is this gruel. As if they're in prison. It's just like, oh man. They set their parents on fire. They can't even feed themselves or their family properly. And they're just like, let's just stay quiet. I think it just adds another bit to it, probably. But yeah. Just how kind of pathetic they are in that situation. Or pitied, I don't know.
I do think they're all characterized very well, and it is stuff where you kind of like they're characterized without you needing to relate to them. Like I think you are supposed to go like, oh my god, what a fucking weirdo, and it's like young men listening to people having sex all the time, and it's like, oh wow.
Yeah, I forgot about those scenes. I was just like, I do not remember this part. This is terrible.
I'm just like, oh, you fucking creepy kid, but like, yeah, you know, they're kind of amusing. I guess I'll do my favorite scene, but I can't remember any. No, no, I think my favorite scene was where like it really took off for me, where like it's after the young couple kill themselves, and then the dad's just like very matter of fact about it, and he's just like, what the fuck are you guys waiting for? Like, get the bag. And I was like, I love it. Most of my favorite moments were his delivery. So like he was doing good. Ben, you go next.
I did say one of them, but to be fair,
yeah.
loads of little tiny moments throughout the film that were just quite really amusing and just hilarious. Like the scene where he's like, where they're having sex in the room, and he rings them up, and he told them to pick up and leave the phone on the side of the bed, and he's sitting on the phone, and he's just giggling and laughing about it. And then they come, and the rest of the family come up after him, and just notice him sitting down behind the counter, and he's just like looking down there, and he's like, oh, shit. And he puts the phone back. He's like, put the phone back properly, you idiot.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, I was talking to my friend. I was talking to a friend.
Yeah,
You have a friend.
yeah, you have a friend.
Not you have friends. You have a friend.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm half asleep now.
Yeah, he was the best character, I think.
Yeah, what Youngman, the son or the dad?
The son.
Yeah. Even the part where at the end the dad's beating up the brother, the uncle, when it wasn't him who killed the guy. And it also wasn't, it was like he had nothing to do with it. He was actually I say to do with it, he did. So he still got them out of Dodge. But he didn't kill the other guy, but he thought he did both. So he was just like, ah! And then it's like, no, actually, the Youngman did it. But to be honest, he still got them out of the hotel. So he's still going to want to beat him up anyway. But, all right, your turn, Pat. If you don't have a favorite one, you can
Nah,
also...
I didn't like it. I had no favourite scene.
You can pick a least favorite scene.
Yeah, least favorite scene.
Nothing.
It was good then.
I've just found out from my friend who's watching that he says Billy Big Balls is the GOAT.
Is he indeed?
I think the kids say GOAT as in greatest of all time, so you're doing good.
Yeah.
Unless he means you actually look like a goat.
He is the natural
Goat / dog.
Yeah, I like that.
Nice. Your turn, Billy.
Mobilize your big balls.
I said it earlier on when I started. It's got to be the when the assassin comes and he's like, "I'm late. I got lost," and it's like, "What the fuck?" And then and then it just transpires when he goes to the room and he thinks it's the woman and it's not the woman. He runs out, and he goes in the room and the other bloke turns up. He's like, "What the fuck?" And then he hits him with a shovel. Yeah, that whole bit is just it's really good. It's the fact that no one knows what's happening other than the audience watching it. It's the fact that they just think this idiot cop is the assassin. They're like, "Take the key." And he's like, "Oh, thanks." And then the assassin comes in like all big and mighty, and the bloke's just like, "Yeah, you need to pay." He's like, "But we have an arrangement. You still have to pay." But yes. Yeah,
that's a true point.
But it's probably the best bit of the film, other than finding out that the mum and dad actually survive.
See, I was genuinely getting irritated at that because I was like, at the guy who organised it all, and I was like, "Guy, did you not want to do a fucking like password or something? You don't know he's going to show up at midnight. Someone else could show up at midnight. You don't fucking know. This guy could fall down a fucking hill like he does. Do you want to give him another layer of security to make sure this is happening? I'm not saying leave him a fucking photo, but like give him a password to give to the guy so that the guy, obviously he doesn't fucking plan that many murders. But I was like, don't don't just rely that he's going to show up at midnight. For fuck's sake. Fucking amateur. I could kill my own half sister better than you fucking can, you idiot.
Oh man, what a
I
lie!
have a half sister. It's okay. I have an actress sister.
Saying
I
it-
can
saying
kill
this
her
on the live
so much
stream as
better
well.
than this. Sorry, what?
Plotting a murder on the live stream. Love
Oh,
it.
oh, fuck, sorry.
Or is it just memories of murder?
Oh,
It's the memory of that.
I don't think that's going to hold up in court, but I'll remember it.
Did I do it, or did I just remember doing it?
Or is it just memories of murder?
You just want to hope that you're surrounded by 12 angry men.
Yeah. Maybe I don't want that.
Oh man, but you reminded me. You reminded me, Alec, of I think my favorite. Like, I think there wasn't much like it wasn't like amazing camera work or anything, but there were two moments I liked. There was one moment that I thought was pretty cool, and it's pretty standard in a lot of things. I think after that time anyway, or during the time when they pan the camera between the different rooms, and she's going. Miso is going back and forth between the different rooms, doing something. But one of the moments that made me laugh in terms of like purposeful camera work is when the guy falls down the hill, or slips down the hill on the way there. The one gets lost, and the camera doesn't follow him. He just falls out of frame, and I'm just like, oh man, don't even follow him. Such disrespect. And they just cut to the next scene. It's just like, oh well, he fell out of frame. Anyway, next.
Pat, did you say this guy in chat is your mate?
Yeah, he is.
He just said, clip that just in case the police need that.
Oh man.
Well,
But yeah.
fuck you. Yeah, there you go. I'm now exonerated. Anyway.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Just it was nice watching it with y'all again after so many years when I forgot about it, but it always stays with me. Like it always every once in a while I'm reminded of it and I'm just like, oh yeah, that film. Like I've told Camilla about it before as well.
The way you phrased that, I thought it was like a ritualistic thing, like we always watch it at the same time every year, and I was like, I did not know that.
Yeah, I should get better at phrasing certain things.
I'm glad we don't watch it every year.
I mean, I could watch it
Nothing else,
every,
man. I had a great time.
every week. It could be my Con Air.
Every week.
Every other day, mate.
That's how much he watches it more than once a month. He loves The Quiet Family more than you ever loved Con Air, you faker.
I don't know about that.
Mainly like Pat is another ball game. It's like his love for Con Air is like indisputable.
My love for Con Air is more than my love for cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
That's an awful lot.
That's a big statement.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I
It
don't
is.
like cheeseburgers, and
What?
You don't like
Uh,
cheeseburgers?
oh, it's mainly so. If I roll back, the kind of beef burgers and beef burgers with cheese that you can get from like the chicken doner shops and all them shops. I really like them because obviously it's just beef. It's just proper beef.
Yeah.
But the ones at McDonald's and places like them, fast food places, they actually make me feel sick.
Oh.
Oh, really?
So I literally can't eat them. It's not that I dislike them. I just literally can't eat them. So
Man, that really freed me because I was like, how have I known you for 20 years and I've only just found out that you don't like cheeseburgers?
yeah, it's a recent development.
You are the worst American ever. Also,
Right, this
I
is.
think you're-
I
think
need.
you're-
I
no,
need a
no.
drink.
oh yeah, sure.
That drink in the... Is that Jack Daniels?
Yeah, it is.
You can fucking get out of the fucking chat.
You fucking outie.
What?
You,
Hey,
you disgust
You can't
me.
tell me to get out the
alcoholic.
chat. You can't tell me to get out the chat. You were like an hour
Jack
late.
Daniels. Go and drink.
I
some
am the
coffee
chat.
with me. I am the fucking Jack
Look,
Daniels.
Humphrey, when the chat is populated by your mates and your mates only, you can dictate this.
Yeah.
I
Also,
might have said.
There's
I
one.
might have said. Huh?
That's only got one
Pat's-
friend on.
Pat's mate said that he retracted the message, but I saw it. Yeah. Now,
Where
he, just
where
posted
is this
up
chat?
again. He says we should watch Velocipasta, and I do agree. We do need to watch Velocipasta.
I've never heard of it.
What?
What?
It's
You've never heard of it?
it's this famously awful fucking film.
It's like
um,
Sharknado. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's about
Oh.
it's about a priest who turns into a velociraptor when he gets stressed.
Oh my god.
And yeah, I've seen some clips and they are.
No.
They are.
Casey, mate,
Please-
what sort of films
please
are you
no.
watching?
Please no.
Clearly,
He-
very
he's
highly
watching-
rated film.
He's watching some prime rib of shit.
Maybe
It's-
bad movie round is his life. It's
Yeah,
not his
but-
life. It's just, it's
Bad movie round 2. That's when we're gonna.
Yeah.
Find
Oh,
the
dear.
most ridiculous film you can find.
No, I veto. Not going through that again. That was too many bad
Velocipasta
movies
needs
in
to
a row.
happen. You're just saying that because you picked the worst film.
Yeah, bad rumors.
But I
can
won.
happen no matter what.
Nah, Alec picked the worst film in that round.
Oh,
No,
Oh,
sorry.
no.
Sorry.
You picked the
Yeah.
worst
Oh.
film overall.
The
Oh,
room,
fuck
the
off.
room
Read the
is
Room.
definitely bad, but Shark Boy and Lava Girl is definitely fucking
He's-
worse.
It deserves
I
to
mean,
be
Someone made that on
rated as
purpose.
That film needs
Yeah,
to be
very-
burned in the fire.
Look, nothing
At the
that we
very
picked
least.
is as bad as Antichrist.
Yes,
Hey man,
yes, it was.
at least Antichrist was convincing and didn't have like a PS1 processor running a show.
Yeah. I do agree. Antichrist was convincing at being dreadful.
That was like shit, what's the guy's name? The critic. Oh shit. You know the critic, the James L. Brooks show.
Yeah.
The guy who was in the Simpsons episode. Shit, what's his
He's
name?
Yeah, you tell me. I'm looking it up right now. While he's on Velocipasta, though, your friend also said we should watch The Birds.
Watch the what?
The Birds.
The Boys.
Woo.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I'd be up for watching that again.
No,
Oh, I'm glad someone.
I liked it, but just pick another Alfred Hitchcock film.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch the same one.
Not the one with the boys.
not that one.
I mean, I could watch Psycho again. That I haven't seen that since GCSE, and it still it's still in my head. Like,
No, I've never seen it.
like it's got a strong impact. I think, especially a film of the time. It's just so well done. Anyway,
Rob, the person you're looking for is Jay Sherman.
Jay Sherman, that was it. You sounded
I
like
know,
Jay Sherman. Pat.
It was so crazy you just remembered that as I said it.
actually, I feel like I've heard a line or something like that from someone, but I wouldn't have known who they were. So I've probably heard them or seen them, but not actually known who it was. Oh, that was it. Sorry, random. But Pat, I might have told you or other people in the chat about this. Do you like Vimto?
I do.
Okay. So
Who
if
wants
you
to
want
know?
something that tastes like an alcoholic Vimto, and very nice, get a
Go on.
shot of Jack Daniels, a shot of raspberry Chambord or liqueur.
And
Top
then
up
put it
with
in your eyeball.
Yeah,
top up with lemonade, and you've got alcoholic Vimto, or
Stick
basically
it-
a Velvet
Oh.
Elvis, as it's called.
Oh, I'm only down to lemonade.
I was gonna say.
I
thought he was
might
gonna
pick
mix
up some-
Winto and fucking Jack Daniels together. I was like, what the fuck is this? Why are you ruining the Vimto?
I'd probably even do that.
Oh man, it does taste good. It's one of the few cocktails I can actually drink. Probably drink most of the whole thing and think, this tastes this. I like this, even though I don't really like the taste of alcohol.
Like literally, I've got lined up like loads of Jack Daniels and Disaronno and loads of pink gin and some beers and yeah.
Rob, I told you to stop fucking.
Mr. Sherman, I understand you have 2 Pulitzer Prizes.
Well, it's not like I carry them around. Ooh, it's so hot in here. Oh, look, here's my People's Choice Award. 5 Golden Globes. Where's my image?
What's going on here?
Thank you.
Yeah, well, I won the
Very nice, Homer. Very nice, Homer.
This is why we're not on Zoom anymore, isn't it? Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what you sound like, Pat.
That sounds like my farts.
No, it's a bird.
This is how you fucking sink us. We're
It's
gonna
turned
get
the menu into a wardrobe.
Every time you play a Simpsons clip on stream, Emmanuel teleports somewhere in his apartment.
It's when he opens the zip and he's like, "Hi." Oh no.
Just to give Casey his due, he originally said you guys should. He said you guys should watch Velocipasta or The Birds, and then he said 1983, and then he went 1963. Sorry, and then I was like, oh, if The Birds was made in 1983, that makes it much worse. But he said also
Stop hating on The Birds.
He said he's also going to save that Vimto recipe. So well done, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
See, this is what happens when you tune into the stream. You can't hear me. You can't hear me.
No, he's muted.
You've muted.
I am you, and you are me.
You can't hear him. You can't see me.
Oh, fuck off, Pat. You're fucking. Oh.
Oh God.
I've offended him 3 times in this stream.
Oh,
I
God.
talk about John Cena, Man United, and Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, I'll just say, I'm just jazzed. We got our first non-mental comment, and we've got our first guy who watches the stream.
Wait, what is this stream on?
YouTube.
Yeah.
What is on? Oh,
I'm responding to Pat's mate on YouTube. Because Pat won't.
I mean,
oh my God.
who's pissed themselves?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Wait, what's going on with Emmanuel?
I don't know. He was in a wardrobe, and then now he's not.
Yeah.
Wait, try and unmute yourself again, Emmanuel.
Press
I'm
is
sure-
that press on the picture?
It's easy, isn't it?
I think
Humphrey,
it,
Yeah.
guide him through it. You've been there.
Wait, this is weird. I don't know why this is happening.
It's because you
Wait.
keep fucking about with it.
Try now. This is weird. I don't know why
Yay!
Hey, there we go.
I told you to stop fucking about with it, and you kept
Not
fucking
anymore.
about.
I was though.
Hey,
Yeah,
Pat.
I don't know how that happens. What happened, Pat? Rob?
I don't know, but I muted Pat and then it let you unmute yourself. So Pat, try and unmute yourself. I muted Pat and then it let you unmute yourself. So Pat, try and
hello.
What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why that happened then.
Why is that?
That's weird.
This wouldn't happen if you.
You
just took
shall
your
not
brain
silence
cells
me.
out of it.
Right. I'd hate to be that guy, but I'm gonna have to wrap
Oh no, that's not right. We were pretty much
my
back.
half of
Ah.
What's that I didn't hear you?
So,
Come on a little louder.
Everybody in together now.
so do you want to know my pick?
What?
No, only if you make it rhyme.
Yeah. Yeah, pick. You prick.
Whoa!
Oh. Oh.
Shots
And the
fired.
crowd goes wild.
Now you're all gonna have to wait a week.
Oh.
Oh.
Are you ready to rumble? Anyway.
No. Pat, what's your pick? Go on then. Do your pick for next week, Pat. Go on. Do it. Go on, Pat.
My pick for next week
I wasn't finished.
is. Huh?
What's your pick, Pat?
My pick for next week is E.T.
You didn't make it rhyme. You didn't make it rhyme.
What's
I
that
don't care about rhyming.
Scooby Doo can doo doo, but ET is pee pee.
And I think we need some kind of meme here with I don't care about rhyming.
I can't quite remember.
Well, I guess
Also-
PAT is going home to bed.
The chat next week will have to be Friday because I am indisposed on Saturday.
Sorry, Humphrey, we're going to interrupt your gimping.
Wait, you're indisposable on Friday?
I'm indisposed.
What?
On Saturday because I'm out of that comedy gig in London, ain't I?
Oh, he's having a social life.
Like you on a
Oh.
Friday night.
You got fucking schooled.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna see each other at Ben's thing.
Guys,
Yeah.
rest in peace, Humphrey. I've never seen someone get absolutely demolished.
Oh my god. So sad.
The 3rd of April. Cool. I'll give you guys your gifts as well.
Gifts.
Oh,
No,
nice.
wait, you're having a wedding. We're meant to get you gifts.
Yeah.
I've already got it.
Everyone's going to give you a gift except for you and Ho.
Huh?
Someone
I want to
bring
give
you a
them
gift and it's
before.
You're gonna get the gift of Pat.
Mm.
Read it
Oh,
in,
God.
man.
Yeah, even then,
So that's
Yeah.
it.
when he
Um,
fucks, don't break
Right.
it.
I'm off because I'm
That's
about to fall
bullshit.
asleep.
Okay, I'll give it to you at the stag do instead.
Yeah, he'll give it to you the stag do.
You're so
See you
fucking-
later.
See you.
See you next week.
Bye.
Oh, so fucking
Did
rude.
you just do the fucking John Cena?
Yes.
Fuck.
I wonder if he was too tired to notice. Probably.
I would stay, but I'm about to fall asleep.
Can't see me. Anyway, sorry.